Hi everybody, it's Ben. It's Thursday. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. So far, technically, everything seems to be working. So I'm not going to question it. Let's just roll with it. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'm going to hope things go well, that I don't have packet loss and don't have anything else. So let's get rolling. So today I was working on doing some more time-lapse, but I don't think I like the way the video turned out. I was working on this guy, doing a time-lapse build of Gungan Bongo. I had built a tripod for my camera, but I think this was a little too close because I had turned on my phone and had it focus on the area that I was going to build in, and then it turned out that it was a little too close once I actually switched to video. So I'm going to raise it up a little bit, try it again, and get a better one, because once it was built, it took up like this much of the screen, and it just didn't look great. So I'm going to try it again, try to get some more time-lapse builds going. And I'm just made a glut of part purchases off Bricklink this week, so hopefully by next week I'll have some more Microfighters to show. The TIE Baron from Rebels, those parts are on order, and the AT Hauler, which the AT Hauler is actually going to cost you a bit of dough to build, because there's a piece, and I'll show you when it comes in, that was kind of expensive. And I didn't realize that when I designed it. So doing a little Carbach brewing tonight. If I get through this one, we'll go back to the Dragon's Milk, which is pretty good. But we're starting a little late. I had scheduled this thinking that Beth would have she's doing a podcast. Like a focus group for a podcast, and it was going to be a long one tonight that was going to go till about right at 8 o'clock, so I decided to push this back. Turned out it didn't, but that's okay. So we're here a little late. We'll go till 10 o'clock. So the ship that we're working on tonight is the Havoc Marauder. Now the Havoc Marauder is, if you haven't seen Clone Wars Series 7, Season 7, it's the Bad Batch's custom, unique ship, but it is very much, it takes a lot of design elements from a couple of the Imperial or pre-Imperial Republic type shuttles, and you can see it in like kind of the tri-wing with the dorsal fin and the two hinged wings on the side, and then the cockpit is very Lambda shuttle or a lander shuttle. If you look at how this is just kind of an image from the show, but if there's a fan render that's on the main page, you can see how long that cockpit is and how long these are compared to the other shuttle that kind of looks like this, which is the Theta class shuttle, which we see in the the Revenge of the Sith, which is Palpatine's shuttle. And if you were to look at this, you can see some of the similarities in like kind of the over the cockpit wing, and the way there's these little kind of bits coming off the front of the wings like that. That is reminiscent of the, I think it's the New Class Attack shuttle. Anyway, so what I did was I pulled a couple designs that I've already done down, including the Theta class shuttle and the Lambda class shuttle. And I think what I'll probably do is just use some design elements from this, and we'll just kind of combine them. Now the Bad Batch was it was the earliest story. I'm gonna check. So anyway, one second, I just heard my phone go off, so I'm gonna pause this real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, thanks. I like the way that works out. So, yeah, so you can see some of the similarities here in in the wing design. This was an early attempt at reverse engineering somebody else's work. I'm not married to this idea. It's a little wide. It's a little big, but it does have this over the top wing that this has. We can redo that. We can redo these wings. In fact, I might try to pull down, now that I think about it. Tried to do some of this ahead of time, but now that I look at it, I think I may want to try a different thing. So, trying to look at what do the other shuttles have. So the new class shuttle, or the ETA class shuttle, you can see have that similar sort of wing. But this is back in the days when I was making these microfighters were just, I think, a little big. I'm not really sure how to do a smaller version with somebody sitting in the cockpit and there's a giant wing next. You know, you can't make the wing sit on top of them. So, but you can see this sort of swept forward wing. This is kind of janky. I mean, you know, it looks okay. I wouldn't really consider it a microfighter, but I don't know if we can do any better. The brick-built wings are kind of fun, but it may be a little big. So, I don't know. We'll work with it. We'll see what we can do. So again, if you're just joining us, we are working on this, the Havoc Marauder shuttle from Clone Wars Season 7. And there really aren't very many good pictures of it. I mean, this looks like it's landing. It's got those kind of angled thrusters on the back there. Here's a picture of it landed. So the wings definitely fold up. It's got that really long nose cone there. I'm not really sure how reminiscent of that the Delta or the Lambda class is. Well, this is funny. The Havoc Marauder, when you look up images, I just posted this just a couple days ago. That's pretty funny. All right. So first of all, we're going to get rid of this cockpit because this is cool looking if you turn off the collision. This little fender bit right here, that's pretty cool. That's a good piece to have as a cockpit, but there's a collision somewhere that I was never able to figure out, so I just had to turn it off. So we'll get rid of this. And this is sitting in here kind of precariously, not really stable. Oh, that should have had an extra piece in it. And I'm not too convinced that I don't want to keep this body. I mean, it looks like that's totally worth keeping, right? So maybe, this may be a pretty short stream, but I'm sure I could fill out an hour and a half of trying to fix this. If you're watching, let me know how the sound is. I'm in a big empty room here, so there's nothing I can really do about echoiness or like the cavernous sound to it. But like, does the music sound okay? Can you hear me okay? That kind of thing. Get rid of these. I may redo this section. I like the body shape right here. That's pretty good. These I'll change so they're angled a little bit. I think this is probably just like a, hey, look, there's a gun in the back, but I can't really tell from any of these images. Those are pretty good. I think this is somebody built a Kerbal Space Program version of this. So this was also kind of a controversial thing because in the unreleased, well, I guess unfinished, unreleased version of season 7, there was the three main stories they had in it were they had the Bad Batch, and they had Padme, or not Padme, Ahsoka and Maul's meeting, and then they had the other story in it, which was now I can't remember what the other one was. Anyway, and it intertwined a bit with Revenge of the Sith, which was pretty good. Okay, yeah, I can always turn the music down. It's not piped in, it's just sitting in the thing next to it. Hi, Erica, how are you? I'm actually glad I can see Facebook chats in Restream now, so that's good. Anyway, the original had a sort of like the Bomber Girl paint on the side of the ship, and it was Padme. And I think there was actually kind of an in-joke where Anakin saw that and was... I can't remember. I have to go back and watch it, but I can't remember if he was amused or intrigued or put off by it or what. But in the released version, they did not have that, and you can kind of tell from this that I think there's something here, but not really sure if you can tell if it's actually still there. But I didn't. After watching the show, I don't think I saw it. But yeah, geez, there's just not any good images here. There's another one from like really far away. So we're gonna, take some liberties. But again, I kind of like the body shape of this to start. It looks like it's got that same body shape. The wing is a little different. We'll have to work on that. That piece doesn't need to be there. It looks like it's fastened closer to the back. So we'll work on that. It's got something up here, so we can get rid of that and that. Now we're still going to have to get a person up here, so, but it still looks like it has, if not a real thin neck-ish bit right here, then, I mean, again, hard to tell, but it looks like the whole body kind of goes into the front cockpit area. It's just defined by a different color of metal or something. So we can take a lot of this and just, really attach it on here if we wanted to do something else in place of that bit right there. Because this is a lot of these things holding that together, holding those side bits together, which is fine. I think it works. These look like I may try to make that a little more sectional. And again, these are going to be, the engines are going to be kind of angled along the back here. So, it's just kind of get rid of stuff as we go. I'm actually a little excited about stuff coming out soon. Let's talk about Star Wars Squadrons, shall we? That's going to be cool. If you haven't seen it, Star Wars Squadrons is the latest game to come from EA and Motive. They are, I'm guessing because it's Motive, they're going to just reuse assets from Starfighter Assault in Battlefront 2. And can't tell if these are, can those come in dark gray? Yes, they can. If they're going to do that, or if they're actually going to come up with new assets for this game or not. It's going to be cool, I think, no matter what. 1x1x2 maybe. I am all about Star Wars games that are just fighters. I have missed games like that. I mean, there was Rogue Squadron, and then there was, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter back in the day. For all you old people like me. I think I can do a 1x1. I just really miss those kind of starfightery games. So I'm really glad to see that they're doing this again. So I'm going to try to keep this a little abbreviated, this area right here, because it still needs to, a person still needs to sit here. So it's probably not going to come completely over the cockpit, which may, you know, sorry. What is this? It's a Technic brick. I don't like that. It seems really... I mean, I guess that works. I just want it to be a little more attached. Yeah, and I wish this was, I mean, it's a good shape. The problem is this is, brick building it is good because you get the same side, or you get the same look on both sides. If you were to do it with a plate, first of all, you'd have to figure out how to get a hinged or a bracket to line that plate up right in the middle. And then you've got different sides, you know, and different pieces you can put on each of those sides. What's up, Leopard Destroyer? Can't stick around, just want to pop in and say hi. Bye now. Peace, man. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. God, a lot of this I can keep. I think I'm going to get rid of this whole thing, though. Because this is all one piece. Attached to the back there, yeah. So I'm going to keep it over here because I think I can still work with it. But I think I'm going to make it look a little different. And then these wings are definitely going to go. Like I said, I'm going to try to make it so they... I'm probably just going to replicate this look several times. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. And what's this under here? So we'll repeat. This needs to be the center right here. Thank you. Wow, really? That was a weird thing I did there. A lot of unnecessary greebling, which is the name of my next ska band. Is that half pin? That's dumb. Technic, friction, nope. What's up, Glenn? On the YouTube. Hey, look, everything worked. I spent like 3 hours, maybe 2.5, with a guy on Restream. I'm like, dude, I am not crazy. Here's what was happening. And I would explain it to him. He's like, that is weird. And so he walked me through it, and the way it was setting up is it's not ideal, but he's like, yeah, it seems to be working. And I'm like, well, it wasn't before. I swear it wasn't working before. So, anywho's, it's, all right, so I'm just going to repeat. Yeah, this whole thing doesn't need to be here. I might keep that. Nah, you know what? Nah. I'm going to repeat it and just see. these come in gray now? Nope. Yeah, and I can use that hole right here to, looks like it's got some laser guns right there. I'm sure this thing is armed pretty wickedly for being the Bad Batch's shuttle, but I don't have a better picture of it. At some point, I'm hoping somebody does. I may go back and watch the show to see if I can get a better screen grab or something, but I don't think it was featured very prominently. And I mean, other than this is our ship. Yeah, I'm glad things are working. I am glad too, because I'd rather spend the time doing this than sitting here kvetching about how the technology is failing me. I may go back and redo this area because this just seems like greebling for greebling's sake, and I don't like having to use these neck pieces. Now the music is too quiet. The bane of my design existence for Star Wars is always these tie-framed solar panels and wings that are a solid color bordered by another color that are the same on both sides. And you can't, there's a way to do that with plates, but it's, I don't know if I can do it here or not. I might try. Because, I mean, all you have to do is do, it also could increase, like, your plate number or your part count. So you just do that, and then you do, three, here's my two, other two. You just do that. And there you go, and there's your, it's not completely flat, but it's, you know, gets the job done. I also don't know if these, a lot of these wedges come in that color, so, and I can't tell also if that's black or if it's dark gray. Yeah, here's the Darth Sidious shuttle, which we just got done tearing apart. Ugh. I almost feel like I'm spelling it wrong. Well, let's see what happens. Again, this is a little bigger than Microfighter scale, but What are you gonna do? Somehow I think I can do this with a 1x1x4. 1x1x4? Nope, not by 3. It's coming that color. This is a very interesting song. It's like really early techno with like some metal vocals behind it. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this came from Scandinavian country. Why is this so hard to be like the first thing that I run into? All right. What do y'all think? Is that a pretty good approximation? I also think the wings need to be down a little bit. Can we move those down? I think that's a little better. Oh. I'll tell you what, I need a new chair. Make sure to check out the PayPal link in the description. Also, as long as the description's up, make sure that you check out some of those links and donate where appropriate. We're totally not out of any of these woods yet, so please consider that. I have a friend who's a teacher, and we just found out today that Texas governor has said schools will be open in the fall, and a collective FU came out from the teachers that I know. Uh-oh. They were like, no, we will not. And the teachers union in San Antonio was like, yeah, no, not happening. What the what? Angle is just off enough. All right. It's probably going to be the easiest of streams. All I had to do was this. Just make a bunch of changes. Let's see. I know you'll go in there. Oh, you're being persnickety. That's right, I said it. I know that goes in there. There's a piece that I'm really hoping. There we go. Yeah, that would be better. How do I make that work? I mean, that could go here. Oh, I wish those were flipped. I can just leave that out. And you got that big old. Looks like it'd be better if it was moved backwards. Right? Let's do that. I'm going to get rid of these anyway. Gray is getting on my nerves. Can't see what's going on with it. Uh-oh. Is that a collision? Yeah. So that's going to be your stopper point right there. How far down that rotates. Alright, good to know. Still needs to be a little bit back here, so let's move just this and this down. And there it is, and it's going to be a 1 by 1. I may come back here and put brackets in here to greeble this up, but let's just leave it for now. That's sitting right on. So I still like that, but let's move that out of the way. Bam. Much cleaner. So let's do the same thing over here. Keep that, give that, and that. As I was saying, I need a new chair because I sit in this one all day. This is an old office chair that turned into a drawing chair, a drawing table chair that I now use again as my office chair. But it's old, so it doesn't. There's like no padding left in it, so I'm basically sitting on kind of a piece of wood that's got some padding in it. So I keep like putting a towel on it and a pillow and all this stuff, and it doesn't seem to help too much. But and then another one of these here. What's that? What if I break 1 by 2? Okay, so this doesn't need to be there. What you're saying? That's just to make the bottom look fun. So I can put another one of these. Here. One of these. Here. Oh no, where'd my fun? There it is. Alright, now we're cooking with gas. Feeling pretty sharp. Alright, and now I'm going to stress over having to get a figure in here of some kind. What's up, Tom1551? How's it going? Appreciate you coming by. Got any questions? Got any comments? Got any donations? Drinking beer, designing Lego ships. Welcome to the world. This is a Havoc Marauder from Clone Wars Season 7. It's the Bad Batch's ship. Thought I'd get ahead of the curve and try to get this built out before other people do, because that's what I like doing. Just trying to get it done before everybody else. Alright, I should probably fill this area in here, because that's going to have to be stable. That's not holding on to anything now. What is this? Just a brick? Oh. Well, I mean, that's nice greebling. That's some forethought. A lot of these guys in here. That's just a 4? Just a 4. And that's just a 1. So I could do a 2 there. Also, if you say hello and I don't talk to you right away, I apologize. I don't know what kind of delay this has on it, especially between different platforms, so it's not that I'm ignoring you, unless you've given me a reason to ignore you. I actually like having that vent down there. So let's do 1x3 tiles, because those exist now. You know what else I like? I like nonsense greebling. Yeah, for no reason, those things. How much are these? Ooh, 40 cents. Yikes. Yeah, what are you gonna do? And 1x2 grill. I did like to move that color. Alright, cool. Yeah, I like that. Gives it a bit like, are those the landing gears? Are those sensor pods? What are those? Ooh, mystery. So mysterious. And these can be clips. Like I could do all kinds of fun stuff with that. I like having options there. I have yet to test, I should probably do this, but I have yet to test if this like folds. I mean, I think so. I mean, that's as high as it's going to go apparently, because it'll hit back there. I think it technically is supposed to go in towards the dorsal wing, but alright, I don't... Okay, this is good, I guess. It has to fasten on somehow, I would think. That's on there for no reason, that's on there for no reason. Yeah, these 1x1 Technic bricks are just kind of a pain in the butt. Because they just, everything is off. So instead, what we would do is this will attach. Oh wait, I guess I shouldn't have got rid of that. So which one of these is the newest version? There's this type with the little X grip. There's this type with the little pin on the bottom, and then there's this type with the pin on it too, but without a groove. I think this is the oldest one without a groove. This is newer, and this is newest. I'm not sure. I keep trying to use this one because I think these are more modern. How far back does that attach? Actually, let's just do one. Or two, I'm sorry. And that does maybe be a 3. Geez, there seems to be, like, I don't know what I did in here, but this seems like a lot of unnecessary plate action going on in here. By 8. That's the only one that I really care about. I'm gonna double up on that. Oops. No pin is newest? Okay, cool. That's what I thought. Thank you for verifying. I thought that was the case. Basically just by, like, going through all my stuff and looking at what was gray and what was old gray, and there was no, as far as I could tell, there was no old light gray in that no pin grip. So, I guess there you go. Yeah, and I don't know what, there's this little nub on the back here. Not really sure. Does this, I can't tell if this gets any bigger. I don't think it does. Nope. And this is not official. I know this is coming from the Wikipedia, but it seems I don't know. And I can't tell what's going on there. This looks like it's got, I can't even really tell, like a rear gunner, maybe? Some sort of observation port? I'm not really sure what that is. And I don't know what that is, if that's, it's just so dark, there's just nothing there. But, I guess we could do a, yeah, I don't know what this is supposed to be. Oh, for goodness gracious. So I think for the time being, okay, no, I don't, whatever this is. I'm not really big on the stuff with the vocals in it. I think I'm just going to do my go-to. Okay. Where the heck is it? There we go. Do this. For now. So this back end, I'm going to keep, the only thing I'm going to keep really are these things, but I'm going to make them angled somehow. Also no to this. This kind of should the angle of this thing right here. So I have kind of an idea. It's not great because you're relying on your own eyes to make that angle. So something's got to stop it in here so you can move it and then stop it. Also, I don't like the way it's kind of... I don't think any other Lego sets do that, where they're just like, yeah, just bend them like that. This build had a lot of help by already having most of the body done. I don't think I would have got this far. I didn't already have a base. Oh, the AC is blowing right on my face. I'm going to catch such a cold. I'm going to catch my death. I may change this. And then, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's back here. I keep doing that. I don't like to do that anymore. I mean, it just looks like stuff. Who knows, right? Yay. Yeah, there's something coming off of that. Oh God, thanks. I need like a pop-up reminder. I saved never. All right, this is going to be the Havoc Marauder. Also, thanks, Glenn. Appreciate it. So when I was a kid growing up, I really didn't. This is one of those, depending on how you grew up, what kind of words you hear and what you associate with. I have a lot of stories of these, like, maybe you know a lot of people who smoke, right? And so you know they smoke cigarettes. And cigarette's just a word. Cigarette, you don't think about cigarettes. But then you stumble onto one person, maybe like an uncle you don't see all that often or something, who smokes cigars. And much later in life, when you realize that the word et, or the suffix of E-T-T-E, is like small, right? Something small. A cigar et. It's a small cigar. And you're like, oh, that makes sense. I run into a lot of these, like the older you get, late 20s, early 30s, I don't know when you discover these kind of things. So there's a lot of these things that you don't realize until later, or you don't have the frame of reference. And ask any of my friends about Bob Cartwheel, and they'll tell you exactly what kind of an idiot I am. But growing up, I read a lot of X-Men comics, and the character Havoc, spelled with a K, and I cannot spell Havoc correctly now because of that. Oh man. Kind of hoping to get 2 of these in here without it being too big. So that's going to be too big. Does that come right off the tail? Barracuda Bay has angled tiles like that. Okay, cool. Guess it would have helped if I chipped in and ponied up for Barracuda Bay. I got an idea. How many of those? I don't want to focus too much on this. I don't know what that thing is back there. Good enough. Okay. All right, let's get to work on this cockpit where the guy's sitting now. I probably need some kind of figure. One of the downsides to working in studio and having so many Clone Wars era ships is that there's no clone helmet. You got to deal with Stormtrooper helmets and TIE Fighter helmets. There's no, unless they changed it in the last update. There's clone armor. I mean, great. But I don't think there's, yeah, that's it. You get the helmet, the stuff that goes on the helmet, but no actual helmet. Just get Stormtrooper helmets. A lot of Rebel pilots. So this is the other thing, is this ship is the home of the Bad Batch. And I think it'd be cool if you were to get all 4 figures with it. So I might try to figure out if I can get all 4 of them with it. Clone Force 99. But the one that I was thinking of doing is just Hunter, which is just, I think, this guy. And I don't know what his helmet looks like. It doesn't matter because I just have to, you know, get a figure in there, but I thought I'd, yeah. So, you know, he's got a backpack and a little bit of red on him and stuff, so, but it's, again, it's a TIE Fighter. Oh, he's got a little dagger. I can give him a little dagger and a little gun. But he looks like he's mostly gray. I can't really tell what he's got those little pauldrons. I don't know if I can get a pauldron on him. Not a great one. Maybe epaulets. I don't call them epaulets in here, they just call them like shoulder accessories. Oh, and I apologize, I've got something in my eye, something in my eye. Yeah, these shoulder accessories are like, they're always like, oh, so close. It's almost exactly what I need, but it's not. Maybe that? Can't really tell what that is. Armor with like rocks. Yeah, I don't want that. Nothing really jumps out as being right. That's pretty close. Again, these are just approximations, but I want to be able to, like, if I do get a figure, make sure that I keep enough room for all the crap that he's going to be, you know. So let's remove that, That's going to be, let's do that for now. We make those red. Yeah, let's make them red. They come in red. Look at that. I don't know if that helmet will fit with that thing. He also has a demolitions backpack. So maybe I do need to get one of those things that's got a there's one of these that had like a maybe. I don't like those swoopy shoulders, but knowing Lego, they'll just paint his arms maybe. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's actually probably one of the better ones, but it's just too complicated. I almost just want to do they not have epaulets? Pool, 2 Ps? I thought it was epaulet. Epaulet, small epaule. Alright, well, let's just keep that, and then I guess no backpack for right now. And since he's got red accents on him, let's just do red. Actually, that looks dumb. There's also 2 types of gray. So let's do black. And we'll do light gray. Is there another torso? And these will be black too. I wish I could put like some, I wish I could paint little bits on here somehow. One of these Stormtrooper helmets has black eyes though, so we're going to do that. Close enough. Group. Lower the arms a little bit. Too much. No, they're both the same size now. Same angle. Alright, he needs a blaster. And a Kniffy. Ready for bear. Alright. Group. Alright, so back to the actual ship. It has this weird long cone. This looks very Battlestar Galactica-ish. Like not a Viper, but it looks like it's got some of that shuttle aesthetic going on. So it needs to be wide enough to fit a dude, but not so wide that I can't make it conical. So I'm going to do the typical thing of looking through hull pieces first, being disappointed, because hull pieces are generally giant, but sometimes you look into something. And then wedge pieces. So I've always been a fan of doing the brackets. Is it the big brackets? These. And then having it like wrap around. So and then I have to figure out how to attach it to here. And this is a unique one because it looks very straight. It's not like a nice curvy. But it's got like this round neck area behind it. I think this might be too big, but I just wanted to see. Yeah, because it dips below there and it's too big there. I don't know what's going to go into there. Mm. It's funny, I had this piece in here earlier and I thought it was done. No, I like it. It needs to be... Well, there's old school brackets that are big, but they've got, there's also this, doesn't afford a lot of purchase right there, but there's that, and there's these that are giant, but might be able to, of course then he'd have to sit like way out here. I think that's too much. I kind of want him to sit a little farther back. Like right about there, maybe. Because then I can have more of the cockpit up in the front. And this can be, I know these aren't, these are curved, so they're probably not great. Oh my god, where are they? Yeah. So we'll see. About 12 minutes. What is this? Oh, thank you. This has just been bugging me the whole time. Oh, I didn't mean to. I'm going to give it a second. What's up, Clips? Clips Films Melbourne. I kind of wish the AT set had super battle droids. Yes. There are very few sets that came with those super battle droids. I mean, enough to where I have a couple just from buying, regular purchases. But I just wish Studio had more clone helmets. That's all I really want. Oh, I don't want to get too fancy with this stupid thing, but I don't know what else to do. Oh! Kind of forgot about that bracket. So the only part I don't like is this little thing right in here. I don't know if I can decorate that up to be not obnoxious looking. That's the right distance. Oh, I can. I can put here. Now to make it look slopey up in the front. This may have to go. I thought it'd be good, but I don't think. Because, I mean, I can almost get away with this doing. There are 5 clones, 4 501st troopers, and 1 332nd trooper, and 4 droids. The droids are outnumbered. Well, the thing about the droids is I think you can get. They only were differentiated later in Battlefront, where you could customize them. There's also commando droids, and then we saw in season 7. I wonder if they're going to make those into figures. Those weird sort of bird assassin droids or whatever those were. Those things were weird. That had the wings that could come out. They were freaky looking, like bird dinosaurs. That's the right angle. Yeah, it needs to come to a point. I don't know how to do that at this size. What, you mean just in the, yeah, manga guards, that's true too. Manga guards seem really, even commando droids I think may outnumber manga guards, because I think manga guards are probably only relegated to command level protection. I don't think you just have a force of manga guards. Whereas you could probably have a few dozen, if not more, squads of commando droids. Trying to think of what other droids they had. I think that was it. Oh, something's bothering my nose. Ooh. Yeah, that's too tall. If I did like this, it's too wide. Yeah. I also don't want to do a cone, because I think a cone would look, although I don't know, maybe. Would that look dumb? Huh. Not that low. But ever since Grievous Starfighter leaked a blurry image, some people think it's a clone or a droid. It turns out to be an airborne trooper. The helmets have been discontinued for years. They should have recolored black as a purge trooper. Yeah, I totally agree. They need to get purge trooper figures out there. I don't know if they're going to, unless they start doing maybe. Purge troopers were pretty active in Rebels, but also, I mean, I mean, what's to say they're not going to do like a whole Stinger Mantis set, and then you could have the second and seventh sister, and you can have Purge Troopers. You can have all kinds of stuff. You can have all those bounty hunters in there, but they're not going to make anything off of that video game. Oh, here's the problem. That doesn't come in that color. That's the only colors it comes in. Metallic black. It has to be gray. So we can't use that. That looked great, though. That looked perfect. It looked like exactly what I wanted for right there. But the other cone, I think you can still get a truncated cone. But this one, I think, is just too big. My cone is too big. Yeah, that's wrong. That may be okay. But then I would have to do... They're back to this listing the electric pieces first. I just updated this, and I'm thinking, I was trying to move the palette back to the side because I thought that would work better. This is just, I have to scroll all the way through this just to get a 1x2 plate. I can still have him sit back, and then I can have high enough. Something about that doesn't look right. Plus, it's huge now. I mean, it's 160 parts. This is just too big. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it for now. I'm going to save this. I knew going in that this was going to be a big model because some of the older stuff that I've done that I reverse engineered off people and that I pulled offline from long ago wasn't what I would consider really microfighters. They were just enormous. I mean, I don't know that. I mean, 160 pieces is really pushing it, and I get it. There's a lot of the, like, you know, 1x1 tiles in there, and, you know, like these could probably go away, and I probably don't need this many of, you know, jumper plates. I could just put 2 in there and then a tile, that kind of stuff to trim up the number count. And I, you know, don't need 3 of these. I could have 2. And then fill it up with bigger, clunkier pieces, or shorten this whole thing up. You know, I mean, it looks like the model. It looks like the ship. I don't know. Anyway, So some people think Phase 2 Cody may be in the set, but a lot of users are requesting Lego ideas to make him in the future set. You know, what'd be great is a clone helmet with his painting on it, with his markings. That'd be pretty cool. You get Boba Fett, and you get a Stormtrooper and Darth Vader, and you get a clone Cody or Rex helmet. You know, that's a whole bag of stuff. But yeah, night, Glenn. Take care. Thanks for being here. Thanks everybody for coming by and hanging out. I've already saved this, so I'll work on this later. I may make it completely smaller. I may truncate this whole thing. I don't know, but I'll be back Sunday. I might have some stuff built by then if I get parts, and if not, then I appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.